Hey guys, I know I'm starting a tad early, but started to feel in the zone and just figured I'd jump right on. Didn't figure anyone would object to an extra long stream this time. Let's see if some people already hopping in. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. As you can see, this is not my usual setup. I'm doing some pencils here today, and I had nothing to ink. So I figured I'd just hop on as is. Hopefully that is agreeable to you guys. The headband is too low on the forehead. Redoing that. Bunch of you guys. Hello, hello. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll back, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Marta gives a bunch of heart eyes. Oh, I can like them now. I forgot. Yes. Oops. Wrong thing. There we go. Marta says hi from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Oh, it's really hard to do at this angle. Stop it. I gotta use my thumb. This has been a thrilling stream of me not knowing how to work my own device. Hello, or hi from Mexico. Hello, hello. Waving hello. Awesome. So let's see. What have I been up to today? I am now starting on the final pencils for page 5 of the Kolchak project. So you can see this rat face I did earlier. Here, let me show you the breakdowns. Now that I've started doing breakdowns, like a smaller version of the pencils first, these are going a lot faster and a lot better, honestly, because you get the sort of structural work taken care of that I usually struggle with at a larger size, and I was really happy with how this turned out. You can't really see it. This is the worst. This is the worst setup. I'm sorry. But you can see my whole spread here. What a universal mess that is. This page is done. I'm gonna get rid of this. No, I'm not gonna need that anymore. Put that over there with the finished ones. And yeah, I'm making good progress on this short story. Page 5 out of 10, or out of 12, excuse me, is not bad. Let's check for comments. Hello. I'm sorry I cannot read that, but I am liking it anyway. I had a really sweet conversation just now with one of my former students. I did a little bit of tutoring, a little bit of art tutoring back like 2 years ago, right before I moved to Sioux Falls. And my student got into SCAD, which is my alum. I also went to SCAD, and it's been very cool seeing her progress. And we hadn't spoken, since our last lesson. And it was a nice little catch up. Just hearing, that I was actually helpful is really an honor. I didn't really have much of a talent for teaching long term. Enough of you have said it's helpful to like the little lessons I give, but like long term, like lesson planning and all that is not necessarily my piece of cake. My piece of cake? My cup of tea. That's what it is. That's a better line. So let's see. Yeah, I had to work out how to get these guys lying on the ground at a very tricky angle. Let's see. So I can start working on his head here. Actually, I'm going to work on this crate. That's nice and easy. Yeah, some people were really loving the wood grain on the crate. You could see right there. That was a fun one, especially with funky light. I love light and textures because basically a strong enough light will wash textures out completely, so it's just a blank surface. And like a mild shadow that's not completely dark, you'll have, you can't quite see that right there. You will have, this is like a flashlight beam. You will get those textures defined, and they're much lighter in there, and that creates the light effect, which is a really cool one that I enjoy using. I'm gonna keep going here. I wasn't sure if I thought this would be more or fewer comments setting up my stream like this, and it seems like fewer. You guys really do just want to see drawing, huh? I appreciate that. Let's see. Let's get the knuckles there. 2, 4, perfecto. Get that laid in. That turns more. Yeah, honestly, sometimes just to keep myself focused, I'll just talk through what I'm doing anyway. So it does ultimately end up being a fairly natural gesture. Just conversing with myself about what I'm doing. And y'all get to join me. Alright, so there's an empty cardboard box there. That's fine. That one's done. I do need to put blood on this. That needs to have blood spray on it. I will come back and do that. That could be tricky to draw. Something that organic can be tricky to draw. Like a, you know, like this puddle. The puddle of blood. It's surprisingly difficult to get the ellipse correct. What I hate drawing more than almost anything else is flashlights. Flashlights are the worst. Because it's like, it's all ellipses, you know, it's all circle based. Let's see. Pippo. I love that. Says, did you watch the Oscars? So I didn't watch them, but I know. I know the madness that went down. My gosh. Wow. You know, it's so funny to me, like it's all come full circle. Like all these A-listers complaining about how we normies don't watch the Oscars. Well, if you're going to break into violence at the Oscars, that's a pretty guaranteed way to make them relevant again, I think. Yeah, I just felt bad for everybody involved. Like it's that thing where like a certain level of celebrity, you lose enough touch with reality, I suspect, that you don't always even know how to behave. Hold on, let me catch that. Comments. Kale Beefheart says, heya. Hello to you too. Thumbs up from Samuel. I keep almost reporting y'all's comments. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was wild. I didn't know, though, that... Because my first thought was, if I was at a roast, if I was at a ceremony, and someone made fun of my hair, which you can see... Hold on, let me go this a little bit higher. Oh, I have a gigantic forehead. I would have loved that comment, but I realized... You know, you see her facial response, and you know she didn't like it. And I didn't know that she actually had developed alopecia. And now I kind of feel really bad about the whole thing, because I wonder if, you know, Chris Rock necessarily knew that. If it had been, you know, if the hair had been a fashion statement, then yeah, you know, say whatever you like. But now I can kind of see why everyone got real sensitive about it. And I understand that. You don't make fun of somebody's medical condition. And I kind of doubt he knew that, but what do I know? We'll see. Keep laying this in here. What do we got? Okay. Maybe start on that figure. I'm not sure. I need to get the shadows right on this guy. There's more blood on here. More there. Oh, here's the wall. Add that. Let's see. Urkrol, he is here. All right, let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk, while I have you all here, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the deal is with this, like, group Kickstarter I'm doing and what sort of our intentions are with this sort of new plan. Basically, what we're doing is Zach Howard and I, who many of you know is my business partner buddy, one of the greatest comic artists that there is, incredible work. The plan we have been formulating is sort of the system by which we help upcoming artists, like, get through the hardest parts of breaking into comics. We do, like, a mentorship process where mostly he, but to an extent both of us, help them through the steps of making the comic. Help them through the design process, sort of review their work, help them through page layout, and really everything involved, the things that are, difficult to learn one by one for yourself. And you usually have to learn them one at a time, and it takes many years to master them enough to actually break into comics, because breaking into comics can be very difficult. And what we're trying to do is create a system whereby we help people break in. So we're mentoring them in, kickstarting their book for them as part of the team, and then channeling that book into publication, because we have publication connections, and because we also are part of not part of the writing team, but in this case, like, the writer is one of Zach's friends, Mike Raich, who's a best-selling writer, so a very cool opportunity for an upcoming artist to work with a best-selling author. And yeah, that was basically our plan. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create an infrastructure that, mentors upcoming artists more easily into comics, as opposed to having to break in yourself, which can be very difficult. I know that, like, money is tight right now. I understand the economy is bad and all that. And we're not asking a ton. We even dropped our earnings goal down lower than it was initially, down lower than technically what the project needs, just in hopes of, getting it funded. And so far, it's been doing really well. So far, we're more than a fourth of the way funded, but we're getting to a point where it's starting to flag. And hold on, let me slide back here. Saulo Silva says hi. Hello, hello. Comics Ayad says, what's on your necklace? It's a little junky piece of plastic from the craft store with a rib cage and torso on it. And I love bones. They're so cool. You end up, spending a lot of time studying the structure of the human body in this line of work. And fortunately for me, I loved it to begin with. Anatomy and physiology are really interesting to me. So yeah, I do enjoy somewhat macabre jewelry from time to time. Just for the sheer love of how amazing the human body is. Let's see. There's that one. So where was I talking about? Oh, so I was talking about the Kickstarter. Yeah, basically, I know many of you backed my previous Kickstarter, and those rewards are still in the works. I appreciate that very much. You all have been wonderful. If you want to help with what we're trying to do here and help Danny, I haven't even mentioned Danny yet, but Danny is amazing. So Danny Earls, the artist on Hopeless, if you go to the Kickstarter, you can watch the video. At least go watch the video, because I put a lot of work into that, and I thought it was really fun. Danny Earls is a Irish soccer player, a pro soccer player. If you Google the name Danny Earls, the soccer stuff comes up first, or as he would say, football. So that's part of our ongoing language barrier, that we try to say football for him. But yeah, he's been absolutely amazing. He's a phenomenal artist, just an amazing talent. There's a lot of inherent in his experience as a pro athlete is this understanding of, how hard you have to work to to succeed at something like comics and to, develop your talents. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. He understands that automatically because of how hard you have to work in professional sports. So that's been one of the coolest things about him that Zach, and to a lesser extent I, have picked up on, is that he automatically has that hard work ethic. But his pages are so beautiful. Casual Hero says, oh hey, hello. There we go. They're such tiny little hearts. It's so hard to push them. Yeah, he's been absolutely amazing. His pages are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like, I wish I could ink wash the way this guy does. He does such beautiful work. It's a fun story, too. This one's not we. I can't say we. I didn't write it. But Zach and Mike developed the story together, as far as I know. Mike doing the bulk of the work. He's the writer. But it's a Vietnam War zombie story. So in this case, the zombies emerge from the Vietnam War and are accidentally shipped home to the U.S. So that becomes the new war, as it were. It's 100 pages, so it's a lot. It's a long book. It's going to take him a while to make, but it's going to be a delightful read. And I really, honestly, after this, I'm going to try to pick up from him how to do those ink washes that he does, because they're so beautiful. But in general, my appeal continues. I'm sorry if it's constant Kickstarter information for you guys between my Kickstarter that's wrapping up now. The rewards are going to be going out soon, and this next one that just started. But we really believe in this project. We're really, really hopeful that we can make it work. If we can pull this off, we have a business model. Like, we can keep doing that, and we can keep helping people and bringing new artists into the fold, into the lineup of comic book artists that you now become aware of through me. And it's an exciting opportunity because comics really needs new blood, and it's really hard to get into comics. So hold on, let's see. Rita Jones says zombies with a million eyes. Please check it out. It's in my story right now. There's plenty of links. I'm going to keep posting them. And you don't have to give a lot. Like, a little bit helps. There's very low tiers. Like, you can get just the digital reward. You can get just the book. And there are higher tiers. The highest tier went, like, the first day. That was the coolest thing. It was the original art for Zach's cover. He's going to be doing the cover. And his work is so expensive. Like, his art dealer sells his stuff for, several grand sometimes. So that was a $1,000 tier, and it went immediately, which was really cool and exciting. But there are plenty of other tiers. Let's see, let me like this before I forget. Zombies, yay. Comics Yad says, not at all. Kickstarter equals more comics in the world. There you go. I appreciate that attitude. Let's see. Kurt Kroll says, you have to get used to the mirror image video. You're not right-handed. Oh, you're right. Dun, dun, dun. It's deceptive. Let's see. Aw. Kale Beefheart says, when you look at the camera, your eyes are a beautiful color, and your gaze is so deep. It makes me happy. Good sensation. You're very welcome. Thank you. Like that one. Casual Hero says, yeah, the industry is in a weird spot. Seems to be getting smaller, too. Very much so. There's a lot of weird tensions. It's not even all Comicsgate type stuff, although that does play a part. It's just, its main creators are aging out, and the system was built, to accommodate an assembly line kind of setup that isn't really relevant anymore. And a lot of styles are still sort of enforced that aren't really relevant anymore. So that's part of what we're trying to do, is break in new systems and new possibilities. Like, you can make comics however you want on whatever kind of timeline. You could do it yourself. You can kickstart it yourself. you can get it out there. And that's really why we're working with Andy Schmidt at Comics Experience. This is a new publishing house. I'm sorry. When I get to the end of the day and when you like work alone, you haven't spoken much, so your mouth is like, I don't want to talk now. Andy Schmidt at Comics Experience is amazing. He's publishing my book. He's publishing Mother 47. So that is underway. He is writing up the contract for me now as we speak. So that's very exciting. And he's going to be publishing Hopeless, the current Kickstarter book, when we finish it. It's mostly Danny doing the work. At this point, it's mostly written. Everything is well underway, and I'm very excited for him. I remember I was explaining to my dad, and my dad works in publishing, so he knows about this stuff, sort of explaining to him this model that I just explained to you, where we're, trying to create an avenue to bring other artists in and help them get over the hump of breaking in. And he said, I forget exactly what it was, but he said something like, if there had been something like that for you, you would have saved, 5 years. I think it was probably more like 8 years, realistically, of just the beginning part and the struggle of trying to break in and get good enough to be noticed and, running on no money, no sleep, and very little food for, years at a time, just trying to get yourself good enough that you're worth the effort you've put in. Sorry, I just got distracted by comments. Let me read this. Let's see. Okay, Casual Hero goes on to say, yeah, the industry is in a weird spot. Seems to be getting smaller. Oh, you already said that. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah, it's the weirdness. Yeah, correct. Followed it up with correct. Comics Yad says, do you think he'll publish an anthology? I don't think so. He may eventually, because this is, he recently published his own book. Hellfire was his previous book, which is also gorgeous. He may, I think, if he does, it'll be with shorter stuff he does after this, because Hopeless is long. It's 100 pages. I don't really think you do anthologies with books that are, 100 pages or more. That becomes a very big anthology. Although sometimes that's done. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I really have no point of reference at this stage, but yeah, we'll find out. But that's not currently in the plans. Right now, we're just trying to get Hopeless finished and get it funded. So again, let's see. Hopefully I assume, get my stuff in there. Maybe? Dude, I don't know. I don't know how things are going to go. One thing Zach has been telling me was, oh, wait a minute. All right, he did that one. Mr. Hackadoo-doo. I always love your username, dude. So I'm really nervous having Clara this close to me. Well, I am also nervous having Clara this close to me. So there. I keep almost reporting it. Very hard to hit those tiny buttons. And I even have small hands. These devices were built for like little lady hands like I have, and it's still hard to hit those tiny buttons. So yeah, I'm going to keep posting about the Kickstarter. I hope it doesn't alienate people. Again, I know it's at an economically difficult time for this, but this is when we got to do it, because we gotta keep Danny, or someone else is going to snatch him up, because he's good. He's come... I can't even say he's come a long way because I didn't really know him before, but man is he good, and man is it beautiful work. So we had to jump on that and push this Kickstarter out into the world and see what we can make of it. So yeah, if you want to help him, you want to help me because I make a percentage of this, just letting you know that. Please, please, please hop on over there and help us make this happen. We're really, really hopeful that we can, get this business model I've been explaining to work out so that we can keep putting out new artists. For the betterment of us all. Let's see. Mr. Hackadoo just smiles. Hold on, what's going on over here? Had some stuff mess up over there. All right, let's see. Tiny buttons, says Rita Jones. Kale Beefheart says, Mr. Hackadoodoo, indeed. She's so close to the camera, so it looks like she's going to whisper in your ear. It's nervousness in a good way. Well, I can promise you I won't do any ear whispering, if that makes you feel any better. R. Curry, you just backed the Kickstarter, as I recall. Thank you very much, sir. I was just explaining to these good folks what our business model was here for trying to help new artists break into comics by sort of mentoring them and kickstarting their books for them and channeling them into publishing afterwards. Hold on 1 second here. Whew. Get a drink. But yes. Oh, he says, happy to support. Thank you so much. Yeah, you've been very helpful there. All right, what am I doing here? Oh, and this weekend, I am going down to Colorado, and Zach and I are going to a con. We're going to... Ugh. Got scuzz on the end of my eraser. Stupid eraser scuzz. Eraser scuzz. I got eraser scuzz. We are going to... What is it? Wicked West Comics Expo in Loveland, Colorado. And we're just going to be there for 1 day. It's a 2-day show. We're really only going to do 1 day because what we'll be doing is driving from his place down to Loveland, which is like an hour. But should be a good time. He'll have his new prints. He has all these awesome new prints. I will have the last couple, what are they called? The preview books for Mother 47. That's the last I have. I am so close to having the prints for Mother 47. The books actually printed so that I can start sending them out. There was initially a lot of concern about the supply chain, obviously, because that's a real issue right now. And I was going to be going with a printer that Andy Schmidt, my publisher, generally uses. And long term, if I didn't have backers to reward, I would have gone with that because it's a better value and can probably honestly make a better book. But the thing is, at this moment in economic history, it can take 4 to 6 months to get the prints back. And I was not prepared to do that to you guys, to the backers. So I went with a domestic version. I had an initial proof made, and I think a couple of days ago I actually posted about that as part of my my daily work report that I went through the proof for any possible error. I did correct a few typos. There was a whole section that I had to redo on the back matter pages because I made a very stupid mistake, a rookie mistake. I had black pages with like white text and, white graphics on them. And I used transparencies to make them sort of, a grayer, and you super can't do that because when, a printer can't really see that. When a printer is printing, when it sees black is very powerful. It's going to lay down black, even if you say it's lesser black, it still is all going to be very sort of blacked out. So I had these pages with a lot of nuanced gray on them and they just came in sort of black. So I had to redo those, but it was fairly simple. It was a fairly simple fix. It took about half a day, honestly, to get it all fixed up. So I got those. I got the print document rebuilt and sent that back in, and I'm getting a second proof. And when I get the second proof, I will be posting pictures of that on the Mother 47 Kickstarter. And enough people have told me, and I swear I'm not trying to gouge anyone for more money, but enough people have told me that they wished, in retrospect, having seen Zach's variant cover, that they had backed that as well. That I'm going to open orders back up for additional variant cover orders before I order that edition of the printing as well. So I'll be opening those back up. So we'll see if anyone else... I know at least one person very much wants one, so we'll see if anyone else does. But I'll post about it everywhere relevant if you are one of those people. Let's see. hair here. I had some fun conversations with James Aquilone. I believe it's Aquilone. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but that's how it's spelled. Who is the editor of the Kolchak anthology that I am currently working on. And yeah, I didn't know him at all before, but it became a really fun. You know, you develop a cool. Probably can't talk through that. You develop a cool sort of work relationship with people, especially if, you know, they appreciate your work and vice versa. So that's been a good time. It's good to know when, you know, people have confidence in you, because he just found me through my art dealer, Court, and which was cool because I'd gotten commissions through Court before, and he sells like my original pages. So if you're looking for original art, now you know where to look for it. But he also functions as, you know, sort of a like a booking agent. Like if you're looking for an artist, you can talk to someone like him, and he'll help point you towards someone, and he'll negotiate, like, you know, the pricing and stuff, and make sure you get something fair, and he gets a percentage, and it's, you know, it all feels very professional. Is anyone in the Colorado area? Because I would love to see folks at Wicked West Expo this weekend. I love meeting you guys for reals, instead of just on screens where people are afraid I'm gonna whisper. I'm nowhere near your ear, but this is whispering. Look how wonky my head. Whoa. It totally inflates my head. I look like Megamind. Alright, there's that. This whole pipe has blood running down it. I do definitely tend to add blood, I've noticed. Okay, let's see. Bunch more people. Hello, hello. Let's see. I'm gonna start. I'm really nervous about starting this one figure. This guy that's just like so foreshortened. He's just lying down. Like you just see the top of his head, and then his body, you know, fades back into space so abruptly. I've got the basic form, which is what the breakdowns are for, which is what, you know, the small pencils. And this was one of my vanishing points right there. This was for this direction, like the top of the box. Or, no, not the top of the box, this side of the box. This was fun too. So what I ended up doing for the shadow with this guy, if a shadow is cast like straight across the floor, you know, like a long spooky shadow, you can't really do this. But if it's a more distinctly shaped shadow, like I took this figure and I just duplicated his form in Photoshop, and I expanded it and scooched it back, and you can see here what that accomplishes is it creates a duplicate of the form that I can now call the shadow, and it's totally correct to the figure. So right now I'm sort of working in like in between traditional and digital. Like there are a lot of digital steps. Like there's several digital steps now, not even counting the blue line. But it's been it's proved to actually be a real time saver and a real quality upper. It can be difficult at this size, and I already work kind of small for comics. It can be difficult at this size to be comfortable with your perspective and your figure work, because there can be so much variety. This is a much more comfortable size to at least get the basics started, you know, to get the forms laid in. My rule with this is just like, get the forms. Get your naked blank mannequin, but get it exactly right. Get your room, your environments, your rooms, your furniture, pipes, boxes, things like this flashlight, get that all right. And it also, one of the coolest things this does is it prevents layering problems. Like if you draw something very difficult and then you have to draw something crossing over it, you get super paranoid because you have to erase parts of the very difficult thing you just drew. So for example, this guy, I use the smaller one. This guy, if you can see in the pink line, is supposed to have his claws coming into the side as well. Since those are so easy to draw, there's no reason I can't just do this part and then do the claws or add the claws here without any danger of erasing any of that. So that simplifies as well. So you can see what he looks like here with in the pink line. There's that flashlight that I hate so much. That's going to take a bit of work. But yeah, on this one I'm doing the sound effects outside the panel. Getting real artsy. Gotta get crazy with it. Let's see. Am I doing anything else here? I had a rough list. Yeah, it was a pretty good day. Got a lot done. Finished the small pencils, the breakdowns for this page. Started working on the Zach and I are designing little handouts with the QR code to the Kickstarter that we can give out at the show, and he will also be able to give out at other shows he's going to by himself. So hopefully that'll get us more backers. I think I'm going to wrap up for now. That's about all I can do without completely silent focus, which is not interesting. Wait, hold on, let's see. Got a few more comments here. Bernabemst. I'm pretty sure, dude, that I said your name wrong on my Instagram story earlier today, so I'm very sorry. But you supported the Kickstarter as well, so thank you very much. There's a like for you. DJDA Artist gives me fire. Thank you. Crowldon says these pages are looking fantastic. Thank you very much. Rita Jones says, no way. The way you say blood is hilarious. Blood? 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 I don't remember how I said it. Rita Jones again. The art is awesome. Was that you the first time? Yes, okay. Mr. Heckadoo says smart. Thank you very much. I didn't invent that system, but I'm finally at a point where I can use it, and I'm enjoying it. Bernabemst says, this is so awesome. Thanks for sharing. You are very welcome. Regot 45. Is JC a part of your new Kickstarter system? No, not this one at least. He really doesn't as cool as he is, he's not a creative. He's a hardcore fan, and he's very knowledgeable about comics. I'm sure if we keep doing this, we'll find a way to include him. But right now, he's just helping us spread the word. He said he was going to post on all the nerdy chat boards he's on, so that'll be helpful, hopefully. Bernabem says, yes, I jumped on the Kickstarter, excited for it. You are the best. Thank you so much. Weapon X Comics says, dope art. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, is that it? That's the bottom. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is pretty much it for now. I'm gonna start trying to do more live streams though. If you guys like this, I'm gonna try to do more like this. I'm trying to do more talky ones. The face-to-face ones where you all are afraid I'm gonna whisper in your ear. But I will also be doing my normal inking live streams as well. On the current timeline of this project, because I am actually needing to turn in a page a week to stay on schedule, it works out that I will probably never have inks on Mondays until I finish this one. So I'll probably be live streaming at different times, just to keep you guys on your toes, right? I think that's it. I think I'm going to get going. I got a couple other things I got to do tonight. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. It's always a delight to see how many of you turn out just to see me talk about nerdy things that ultimately take a lot of work and yield very little reward in many cases. That sounded more pessimistic than I meant it to be. Hold on. Rita Jones. Thank you, UN Boichai? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Have been inspiring me a lot. Awesome. I am honored to hear that. I love that everyone knows to send me black hearts. Thank you. All right. I'm going to call it a night, guys. You all have been wonderful. I will see you guys around, and I will keep posting about the Kickstarter. And if you have any interest in supporting it, there are very affordable tiers and other tiers as well. Please, 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 please check it out. This is the important part. The first couple of days are vital that we get a good, strong start. We are off to a good, strong start. But, you know, yes, the whole team appreciates your support so much. We're all so honored by it. Danny is so excited. If you're not following Danny Earls, definitely do that. Be checking my stories, because I'm resharing a lot of his stuff. You'll have access to him there if you don't remember his name or whatever like that. If you don't know which Danny Earls he is, you can definitely get there from my reposting. Yeah, but if you have any inclination to help us out with that Kickstarter, we all would appreciate it very much. And you get an awesome book. So thank you all very much. Have a lovely evening, and good luck to all of you.